Happy birthday.
You're gonna get us copyright struck.
Oh, shoot. Good call. Generic happy birthday noises. Mr.
It's your birthday. You idiot.
Happy birthday, Luke.
Luke, happy birthday.
Oh, thank you.
And there's one more surprise. Oh, no. I'm breaking things. There's one more surprise.
Oh, my gosh.
There's treats. We
What
couldn't
is-
have a birthday without treats.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I'm gonna eat directly into my mic. I actually did not expect this. Oh,
So
my
you're just
goodness.
doing a Tyler impression.
I suppose you should pick the first cupcake.
Oh my lord.
Oh my goodness.
You get all made.
I'm gonna have diarrhea.
I don't even know what these are. I'm about to spill them everywhere.
What's the difference? Also, what's up, fanboys and fangirls? Welcome back to our live stream of my birthday, I guess.
This is Luke's birthday episode. And
I'll just take this one.
to celebrate
you
Luke
dirty dog.
Is that the one you wanted?
30,
No, it's fine.
He,
I took this one so I could give it to you.
No, you take
And
it.
I want this one.
What are they? That one looks like poop. That one looks like a poop emoji.
It's
probably
chocolate.
will probably be the best though.
Here you
because
go.
of that.
Oh,
That's where they get you.
What did you get? Okay.
Luke just dropped one in front of me.
Oh,
So
sweet.
I reacted when he picked it up.
There's let's see. There's one here that looks like maybe I'm gonna smell it.
That looks like
Ooh,
peanut butter. Yeah.
Peanut. Yeah, that's
Is
like
that one like cookies and cream?
probably.
I want that one. Do you want this one?
Yeah, take this one.
You can eat two. Yeah, you can eat two.
So
Luke
when...
gets two.
Oh my
cupcakes.
goodness.
Two on your birthday.
Yeah, we're gonna put these other cupcakes just out here for decoration.
Okay. Don't shoot the party poppers onto the cupcakes.
Oh, we better just not shoot the party poppers.
Yeah, probably a good
That's
idea.
probably.
It will peak the mics.
Yeah.
When we went and celebrated with my family, we went out to eat and then went to Crumble for some cookies.
Dude, yes.
Ooh.
Have you ever had it?
Yeah,
Okay.
but I got like this cookies and cream milkshake cookie,
From
Crumble?
Okay.
and it was delicious. I'm not trying to like bash it, but it was so thick and so rich, and I like just eating this delicious hamburger, bunch of fries,
Yeah, yeah.
and some sodas. We went to Fizzburger.
Oh,
And-
nice.
Oh, love Fizzburger.
I was struggling to get the cookie down. I felt so sick. My stomach was so bloated. And Allison's like, oh yeah, I am 30, I guess. I can't do this anymore. Anywho.
You've peaked.
So Luke, these cupcakes are from your mom. So
Oh.
give thanks where thanks is due. Not to me. I am simply the delivery boy.
Thank you for delivering. I
Attaboy.
appreciate that. It's a hard job.
It can be.
But thank you, Mother.
Can be.
I appreciate it. Thanks for being awesome and an awesome mom and loving me.
Thanks for the cupcakes, Mrs. Ilke.
Yeah, thank you.
You call her mom.
Thanks for the cupcakes,
Thanks.
Mom.
Trying to figure out if I can one bite in this or not.
No.
Dude,
Don't do it.
do it. Content.
now I'm all giggly, so I won't be able to.
Do it for the gram.
Do it for TikTok.
Don't do.
Oh my
gosh.
god! Ow!
Dude, please don't choke and die. Do you need an extra napkin? Here you go. No, you got one. You're good.
Oh, he did it.
What a machine.
Oh, he did it.
I'm the champion.
Man, you aren't kidding. You do get maidens. You good?
Oh.
Yeah.
I also want to shout out your brother Logan for delivering some of the decor and the cupcakes to me.
He only turned 31.
He's
Thank
also
God.
a delivery boy, and worth mentioning in the celebration of
You
your
can eat
birthday.
this one. Like,
Anyway, hidden talent.
Luke has a detachable jaw, just like a snake.
Tell your friends. I'm single.
Oh my god. Well played. You can eat that one like
Well,
a normal person.
well-
I need to relax a bit.
Save it
While
for later.
Luke finishes that, Tyler, why don't you tell us a little bit about your week?
So here's the problem. If you need me to stall, I'm not gonna be great for it.
Okay.
Because I did not do a whole
We'll
lot.
quickly go through, then I can go.
Cool. So I watched
We'll take
Morbius. We will talk about that in a bit. I watched Moon Knight. We will also talk about that in a bit. I watched Halo, which I actually thought episode 2 was much better than episode 1. I thought it was a little bit better paced and a lot less beating me over the head. And then I also recorded the Kansas State episode of the Big 12 Takeover podcast.
That's right. How is your other podcast going?
It's going well.
Good.
It's going well. It's been a lot of fun. It's definitely a very different style of show.
Mm-hmm.
But it's a good time, and
It's actually informational.
You mean
As opposed to this one, which is...
you aren't one-biting cupcakes?
no. usually
Why
if I'm usually like drinking whiskey or something while I record that. But no, it's been a lot of fun.
We
I've
can
really
do
enjoyed
that
it.
here.
We could. I've learned a lot doing it, and it's a good time.
Good.
It's a good time. It's a lot. I have to do like a lot of like what you do
Yeah.
on that one. So
Yeah.
it's a little bit different.
Yeah. You have to. Yeah. It's a different role.
Yeah, much different role.
Nothing
But
wrong
no,
with that, but
it's
yeah.
a lot of fun. And if you haven't yet, go check out Takeover Sports Network on YouTube. And that's where you'll find all of my episodes as well as all of my friends on that network's shows. There's a ton of stuff. But I don't want to bog us down with that. What have you been up to?
Yeah, so I also watched the second episode of Halo. I thought it was still kind of fine. I wouldn't say it was leagues above or way better than the first episode. At the same time, they are able to slow down and dig into a little more of the character stuff, which I always like. I'm not a huge fan of Chief walking around with his helmet off all of the time. I kind of was hoping that those would be
Special moments?
and
Yeah.
that's clearly not what they're doing.
It makes to me though, that makes the unearnedness of the first episode, it makes way more sense.
Yeah.
They just wanted to rip the Band-Aid off and just be like, nope, this is what we're going to do, live with it.
Yeah.
So I'll adjust and
absolutely.
it'll eventually not bother me.
Absolutely, yeah. But
What kind of fan are you? You're always supposed to be bothered.
There's no lore reason.
Space all source material.
yeah, no, a lot slower of an episode, which I thought was okay.
Yeah.
Look forward to seeing what happens in episode 3. I'm guessing we get a little more of I'm kind of hoping for like a proper court-martial scene, but that may be subverted into something a little more private. But
He's gonna run away again.
the
Quan's gonna break him out.
episode 2 kind of ended in the same place that episode 1 ended, just with dropping Quan off. Quan's her name? Off at the asteroid place. So it doesn't feel like we moved a lot in the plot, but we've made some character movement, so that's good. I also watched Space Force, all of season 2.
Dana watched that.
It is, I think in my initial, I kind of mentioned this a couple weeks ago. If you liked season 1, you probably will like this. If you didn't like season 1, you probably won't like this. I would say the whole season is kind of that way. It's a Matthew McConaughey overall. It's not, I think I probably liked season 1 a little more. They take way more time and dive into the kind of secondary characters, which is natural of this kind of style of show, but it slows everything down because, everyone's getting their
share.
Their 15 minutes each episode or whatever it is, so not nearly as much happens, and only about half of the characters I'm really interested in, so it's Matthew McConaughey. And then I also watched Morbius and Moon Knight. So. Luke, what did you do now that you've recovered from your cupcake?
Jaw's a little sore still. I had to really stretch that thing. I watched Halo as well. I thought it was kind of still a struggle to get through. But like for different reasons. I just thought it was incredibly boring. Especially with how long it was. It was like halfway through and I thought it was about to end.
Mm-hmm.
And it kept going. But I'll give it another episode. We'll see.
I got one more shot for you, huh?
Yeah. Well, sometimes I give grace. I gave Titans like
Like
it's like every episode. I was like, if the next episode isn't any better, I may be done. And I
Well,
felt like I did that for like 2.5 seasons until I was like, this is enough.
There's a good chance though too we get hyped by something and that is
Gets him
intriguing
back in.
intrigued enough for him to get back into it.
This
so.
is true.
Very true.
I need to see me some hunters.
My brother's name is Hunter. You
Oh,
can bring
yeah,
him
you're
over.
right.
I mean,
Dude, if your brother just popped up in the show randomly, it was just like, hey,
and then left.
instant booyah. I will.
Oh, if he popped up in Halo.
Yeah. Yeah, in the show.
That would be impressive.
What did we think of the weird prison scene? That guy. What do you think of that
Oh, yeah.
guy? He was all in on that performance.
I mean, look, a little bit like another performance we'll talk about later, Pat Smith. Like, just because you go in hard and lean into it
Doesn't make
make it good.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. I get why they did it from a storytelling perspective because they're rushing through the mystery of it all. They don't care about making this story.
They're not dragging it out.
They're not dragging it out. They are go, go, go. So
The bit that I thought was just super weird. Besides, I thought the prison scene was just. It's tough to watch Chief be like on the verge of like angry tears. Like he's emoting so much, and I'm just not used to that. So that's one of the troubles I have with getting to like it.
yeah.
But no, it's the bit with the girl who's with the Covenant, and they're just like, "Boom, you're naked," and it's like,
What?
it was like, who is that for?
Yeah.
That they added no character, added nothing to the story. She's just like in her room, just like naked, and it's like it's a TV 14 show, so they're not gonna like show anything. But it's like,
It's a little bit like in the first episode when like the Covenant first show up and it's like we're gonna blow this person's leg off. Like, okay,
Ooh,
but then like
we're
setting
edgy.
you're like setting a tone that you're gonna be intense on it, and it kind of just turns out like no, we just wanted a shot in there to be edgy.
yeah,
Like it wasn't the whole fight wasn't just this epic bloodbath, and it's not like there's nudity will actually play a role in the storyline. It's just because it's edgy. Yeah, I didn't
like that.
I didn't appreciate it either.
I also, that's the other big change, and I'm like, I don't like how this human is just out here.
Yeah, it's weird.
But you know, we'll see. The other thing, I finished The Legend of Korra.
Oh yeah.
Did you like it?
Listen, I am so glad I watched this because now I feel like I can make fun of people that like this. Because
Luke will make fun of me.
I thought it was so stupid. Like,
While you do this, I'm gonna eat.
they do so many great things with Korra's character in season 3 and 4.
Mm-hmm.
But everything else, mainly the villains, is just so dumb. It's so dumb, and they're so one note, and they're like just forcing you to be a villain, which I'll probably mention again later.
Yeah.
Like it's in episode 1 of season 4, where the metal lady's just like, I'm the bad guy.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, whatever. It's like,
So does she actually say I'm the bad
No
guy?
subtlety.
pretty much.
Yeah,
Oh
practically.
man.
But
Sounds
then
like a great show.
one of the most left turn things I've ever okay.
Is this the Snapchat?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So last week we were asked by your wife animes to ease us in.
Yeah.
And also Cowboy Bebop, the anime, is a great starter. I forgot to talk about that last week. Also, I thought about it. Korra and Voltron are animes. Like as close as you can get. I know they're not made in Japan.
You sent that Snapchat the other day, and I was like, I forgot I just watched this like last year, but I forgot how hard that leans into anime in
Out
the
of-
last
Out of nowhere,
couple seasons.
the Metal Benders have a giant mecha robot that shoots a laser. And I was not expecting it. And I went from like being on this show just kind of like, yeah. And it instantly became like, this is so dumb it's funny to me.
So it became good.
No.
Good, bad.
Yeah.
Good bad. Yeah.
I switched into, I'm just going to make fun of this from now on. Which I think is a shame because I think Korra is an amazing character.
Yeah.
And they just do such a disservice with her by what she's surrounded by. Because like what she's going through in season 4, where she like doesn't believe in herself because after she got poisoned, I'm like, this is awesome. I was really liking the beginning of season 4, and then it just went and like crashed into a mountain
Like very quickly.
pretty quickly. But man, it was so funny. And the ironic thing is the creative team, like Joaquim Dos Santos, is the one who did Voltron.
Yeah.
So I'm seeing this giant robot shoot lasers with the exact same sound design, and I'm just like, I already know what their mind was on.
Yeah.
And I just thought that was
They
so
had already
funny.
moved on.
Yeah, they're already thinking Voltron. Golly, it's so funny. Listen, if you love Korra, I think that's great. I mainly just am going to make fun of Brett. Like what you like, but
I love you.
love you too, baby.
Oh, what else do you do, Luke?
Wow. What else did I do? I've been playing a lot of Horizon again.
Yeah.
That game is a lot of fun, even though it does make me mad every once in a while.
Did you get through Vegas?
I did. Vegas is amazing.
Did you like the pretty lights?
I did.
Isn't that awesome?
Yeah,
It
and
was
I
so
had
cool.
I had like so many of those ornaments, and I did the side quest to get like Christmas lights up in the sky. I like that.
Nice.
But
When you turn those on, I was like, this is gorgeous.
yeah,
It's really pretty.
especially like against the night sky. Oof.
Yeah.
The lighting in that game is so good. But yeah, I'm gonna head to San Francisco soon.
You caught me.
Yep. I'm probably want to do a couple more side quests though before I go out there.
That's what I've been doing for a while. I've just kind of stopped advancing the story and started doing side quests.
All I know is there's this one tall neck that's like locked.
Yeah, you can. Yes.
And I'm like, when do I get to come back and do this? Because clearly it's part of like the main quest.
Yeah.
Right, right.
Yeah.
Because it's like, no.
Did you do the one just outside of Vegas where you have to use all those little crossbows?
Yeah,
Yeah,
that was fun. Dude, the tall necks are,
They're pretty tough in this game.
yeah,
They're not easy.
like in the first one, it's like, just climb up the side
Yeah,
of it.
just jump onto it
Yeah.
and climb.
And like, then there was, I don't know if it's the one more in the forests or the jungle where you have to climb up the towers and you have to like climb on the tall neck, jump off of it and get on a tower,
not done that
go
one.
up through the towers, jump back on the tall neck. And there's like just machines just
Everywhere.
murdering you. Yeah. That was a lot of fun. But yeah, that game is really good. And I'm glad I'm playing it again. Did I do anything else?
You watched a movie.
Oh, I went
in
and saw
a theater.
I went and saw Batman again. That
Oh,
movie's
yeah.
amazing. Third time I've seen it in theaters, and it didn't get old.
It hits HBO Max in like a week.
I was a little
Oh, wow.
upset though because
2 weeks. The
great.
15th.
I arrived, sat in my seat,
Mm-hmm.
and I was like, I'm really hungry. The movie started, and I was like, but I don't want to leave. I ended up going and getting snacks like halfway through. Good decision, but man, I missed some stuff.
You did.
What part did you walk out at?
When Selena goes into the club with the contact.
Ah. It's a good place to go, I think. As
Yeah.
long as you get back in time for the end of that scene.
Yes.
Because how that ends is very nice.
Very nice.
Very nice. Luke, you watched another Batman movie.
Another Bat movie. Yeah.
It's a Batman
Yeah,
movie.
sure.
Dun, dun,
Let's talk about Morbius.
He just was not giving you that at all.
It's okay.
I'm doing the Batman theme
which is
from Morbius.
in Morbius. Yeah, so we all went and saw Morbius this week, so you didn't have to. Spoiler alert for
I will
how we feel about
The
it.
only reason I went and saw this was because I wanted to talk bad about it.
I just
Probably not super healthy movie-wise.
Luke was looking to be a troll.
I was not planning on seeing this. It was
Yeah,
my
no.
birthday weekend. I was busy. And then the reviews came out, and I was like, I'm going to see it so I can just... I won't pass up a
Honestly,
chance to talk bad about Jared Leto.
I would say, honestly, I was more intrigued once the Rotten Tomatoes score came
Yeah,
out.
when it came out in the teens, I was like, oh, that's way worse than I expected.
I think when I first sent it, it was at 20, and it's never gone up.
No, I think it's at 16. Last I looked.
Yeah, it's
Not
give it
the
up to-
lowest Marvel movie though.
I don't think it is deserving of being the lowest either.
Yeah, the lowest is
It will-
Fan4Stick.
It'll always
Oh,
be
yeah.
Fan4Stick.
yeah.
9%.
Okay, real quick, what are your guys' impressions? What's your one?
I didn't
your
even
tweet?
think it was worth writing a tweet out. I just rated it. I was like, I'm not thinking about this more than I have to.
Yep, it's at 16 with 198. Average score of 3.8.
Here's my tweet. Dumpster fire. Done. What's your tweet?
My tweet would just be, it's probably just not worth your time.
Yeah.
I did write a little review.
Do it.
Um,
Do it.
Morbius is the laziest studio film I've ever watched. Cliche, uninspired, bland.
Nice.
That's how it's just straight up. They said, we need a Marvel movie to come out. Jared, would you like to do some method acting? And he took his teeth out of somebody that probably didn't want it.
Yeah.
And he said, I'd be delighted.
Is he British now?
I like the word
Probably.
uninspired. It feels like those early 2000s superhero movies.
Know what it reminded me of? Jonah Hex.
Yeah.
You're just like, I don't even know what this is.
Yeah.
Like, there is a story in here, but it's nothing.
It's not. Yeah.
Yeah, it just feels like nothing happened.
Yeah.
That being said, too, we didn't really see the ending.
True.
Okay,
Luke
so-
and I both fell asleep. Which leads to my next point. It's just super boring.
Yeah.
Like, it's a really boring movie. Like, there's nothing in it where you're like, oh. Like, I think there's one moment where Luke and I were like, what? That's when Tyrese. It has to do with Tyrese. And, like, Luke and I are just kind of like, what just happened? And they never explained it. It's never brought up.
It's in the Tyrese cut.
Yeah, maybe it's the Scorsese cut.
Oh my gosh.
I would agree that I can't even say a second act. Like, the whole thing is just like what you said, boring. It feels like it looked at a bunch of other movies, said, how can we do what they did, but
With half the effort.
without making it any more interesting or making it our own in any way.
You know what I think it kind of feels like, now that I think about it, because we kind of made fun of, like, it being a Batman, because it steals the music from it, but, like, it feels like somebody heard about The Dark Knight, and then those people that made, like, Meet the Spartans were like, we're gonna make a spoof of this, a parody of this.
Mm-hmm.
But they didn't try to make it funny. Like, they just tried to make a super serious parody.
Yeah.
I think the scene that encapsulates this whole movie is when he sits down in the diner and she puts the coffee cup in the sunlight.
Oh.
And he like this is legitimately the level of acting you get in this movie. I'm not that kind of vampire. And you're just like
He's a living vampire.
Like they were okay with that cut?
Dude, it's method acting.
Like they're okay with
Jared
that?
Leto went out in the sun to prepare for this role.
That was like right before I started to fall asleep. I was like, oh man, it just felt like nobody cared on the set of this. One person cared, and it did not help. But I don't know.
Do you want to talk about
the
Matt
one
Smith?
person who cared, Matt Smith? Yeah, the one person who maybe knew what kind of movie he was in, but still couldn't do anything to help it.
Yeah. Yeah, so Matt Smith, who was in, 2 shots in the trailers, is
Yeah.
practically a co-lead. I mean, yeah, he's the villain, so, he's going to get time, and I guess they didn't want to give all of the time in the trailers. But, yeah. It's weird because it seems like he's into it.
Yeah, oh yeah, he's all in.
But what he's given isn't good.
No.
He doesn't do anything good with it because it's not good. And so even though he's all in, it just looks goofy.
Yeah, he feels like he's in a different movie.
He's in a completely different movie.
Yeah, and...
But he looked like he was having so much fun.
He probably did have a good time.
He probably did have
honestly,
fun.
And he probably got paid handsomely, so good for him, I guess. Yeah, I don't know. Like, you talk about what he was given, and I remember I leaned over to Luke, and I was like, I know exactly what movie this is. Like, as you're watching it, you're like, oh no, this is... Oh, man, I've seen this movie 100 times. I don't want to watch it again. And it goes exactly beat for beat.
Yeah.
That same story you've seen 100 times in every other movie that involves best friends.
Yep.
It's just, I don't know. It's weird.
What did you think about the design of the vampires?
Weird design choices for the visuals. It's the last thing I wrote about this movie. It looks weird.
I just didn't. I don't know anything really about the comic, so
Sure.
I don't know if it's comic inspired. I just thought like the smoke
Yes.
was
the smoke ribbons?
was a strange choice
Yep.
visually because I couldn't tell really what was happening.
Hey, it's another Sony Spideyverse movie where you can't tell what villain's fighting what villain.
It felt, honestly, like we're going to put smoke on here to get away with
a lot of crappy looking
CGI.
Yeah.
That's what it felt like. Now, again, maybe there's actual comic book
maybe
influence there that I'm not aware of, but I just felt lazy's it just felt like it was trying to hide something.
Yeah, it just, the design choices as a whole are weird.
Yeah.
I think the first time you see Morbius didn't look bad.
Yeah,
Like when he kind of looks back, you're like,
I wouldn't
okay,
say
that doesn't look
Morbius
terrible.
is. I didn't hate Morbius's design.
No.
Even as he does this weird, like, he's kind of phasing in and out quickly, which was interesting. But like,
yeah,
I thought they did an okay job at making that look okay.
It's fine. Like that exact thing I think works with Morbius. Like, but with Matt Smith's what's Matt Smith's character's name? Milo.
Lionel?
Milo
Milo's what they call him.
Call
I don't
him.
know his real name. Something with an L. But
Linus?
something.
Lyson?
I don't know.
Call him Milo.
But Milo just, it looks so weird, and he like has way more control over it, and they don't. I mean, we don't really know why.
It looks more like Matt Smith.
Yeah.
Than Morbius looks like Jared Leto. Like Morbius
looks like his own thing.
Morbius, not Jared Leto. Whereas, whatever Matt Smith's Milo's vampiric version just looks like a vampiric version of
Matt
him.
Smith, yeah.
Not a completely different character. Which I found very disconcerting. I did not like it at all.
It's just strange. I don't know. It's really. Look, when we saw this trailer, we all kind of were like, yeah, this is probably going to be bad.
Yeah.
I didn't think it could be as bad as it was. I really didn't. This one, I don't know. Is it better than Venom 2?
I think if I had to pick, I think I'd watch Venom 2 again, though, over this.
I don't know. I can't decide. I'd have to think on it.
I think I would.
Venom 2's shorter.
That's true.
But
good point.
But Morbius put me to sleep.
Morbius did knock us out. Here's what I will say. Here, I'll say a positive thing.
Do it.
Jared Leto did not do too much weird. Like, he wasn't like over the top in this movie, which I kind of appreciated.
Again, not like much like Matt Smith, not given much to work with.
No.
But at the same time, he wasn't overly annoying.
No,
as
yeah.
Jared Leto.
No.
Like he is in some of his other performances.
Yeah, I didn't feel like he Jared Leto'd this.
Yeah.
I feel like he just was like, oh, okay, here's my lines. I'll read them. I'm not that kind of vampire. Cool, yeah, you like that? All right, cool, good take. I'm gonna limp off here because I'm method acting my way to the bathroom.
Yeah, that was an awkward.
I'm waiting for stuff to come out about the movie. Honestly, like I eat 15 raw bats a day or something.
Yeah.
What did you guys think about supporting cast? We had some big hitter. Well, okay. Jared Harris, the mentor,
Oh,
completely wasted, right?
Nick? Yeah, wasted.
His name was Nick.
Yeah. Nicholas.
Nicholas.
Who else was there? There was the girlfriend.
Bancroft.
Oh, yeah, they got that name in there. Sure, whatever. She was there.
Tyrese was earning that paycheck.
Tyrese didn't Tyrese the movie. I mean, I guess there's that.
But he's just not in it, but also...
You know, I was reminded yesterday. Sorry, I'm gonna derail this for a moment. Yesterday, I was at softball playing. You know, I play softball every weekend. My brother was there. We were hanging out chatting, and one of our friends was unhooking their baby from a car seat and was like, or not from a car seat, from a stroller, and was like going to pick up the baby. Well, the baby kind of like jerked down, like tried to get itself out and like slide out of the stroller. Baby didn't hurt itself or anything, but Hunter goes. Oh, it's so perfectly timed because the mom was like, "Oh, what are you doing?" And Hunter goes, "Ejectocito, cuz!" And it was so funny. It was so perfect. And I was reminded that Tyrese gave us that gem. So for that, thank you, Tyrese. You didn't do anything in this movie, but at least you have that line in your backlog.
What about, as Jared Leto described him, his co-star in this movie, Michael Keaton?
Oh, yeah, his co-star.
He called him a co-star.
Oh, no. Really?
Yeah.
No, that's not real. You're lying. That's as real as Scorsese thinking this movie was good. I don't believe you. Please prove that. That's sad. Is this a Tom Hardy Venom 1 scenario where like Tom Hardy thought the movie was going to be something totally different? And then just kind of like showed up in the second one and didn't care anymore?
This is I'm pretty sure they filmed an entirely different movie and cut out all of Michael Keaton's stuff.
Yeah, because Disney was like,
Like that Jeff dude said. Yeah. He's like, yeah, they're getting away from this.
Hold on, I will find it.
Okay, well...
The mobile version of this is...
It looks like it's working great.
It's working real great.
That can't be real. Dude, come on. They don't show this to people before they go on a press tour. Like, I feel like if I was an actor and I was getting ready to go on a press tour, I'd be like, hey, let me watch the movie a few times because I need to make sure I'm not lying to people.
Right? Or I need to know how to lie to people.
That too. There's that.
It may take me.
Because that way they can just be like, yeah, man.
Come back to it later, that's fine.
I'm excited for the movie. It's really good. You can do that instead of saying, yo, I'm like in this movie with Michael Keaton for like 30 minutes.
Yeah.
When in fact he's just not in it.
I don't know. We have a first time chat person.
Hello.
Is it?
Hey, what's up? It is
Ryusuke Hiro. Thanks for joining. You're back from Morbius. I'm assuming you just saw it. If this is the case, what did you think? Hopefully you enjoyed it more than we did.
So we always like to say is that, like, if you like it, that's great.
Yeah, no, like...
like what you like.
Right.
And
it's okay to be a fan of anything. Well,
we just didn't like it.
Some things kind of weird. Don't do that. But
yes, don't be a fan.
It's okay to be a fan of Morbius because 70% of the audience members have liked it so far.
Really?
Yeah, it's got a 70% on Rotten Tomatoes audience score.
Interesting.
Yeah, so audiences like it, just like Venom. It's the same thing as Venom.
But why? Because like I feel like I get Venom because it's quirky.
And it's a popular character.
I don't feel like Morbius is like popular. Is it just because it's different?
Maybe it's the Leto cult. He actually...
Does Leto have a cult?
Yes. He actually has a cult. They pay to go to it.
Really?
Yeah. I think it's like... It's for his band.
30 Seconds to Mars.
I forget that he's like... Yeah, part of a band as well. Okay, final thoughts, guys, on Morbius?
Final thoughts? I'd like to
on.
go through my... more BS moments.
Yes! BS moments.
I guess possible spoilers in case you're gonna go see this. Feel free to jump in if you want to. These are the things that I just thought about through the movie that made me get a big old sigh to come out. Excluding really the third act, because I was asleep. This is the first movie I've ever fallen asleep during in a theater.
Not me.
And starting off, I need to say, I know this is a superhero fantasy movie, none of it's real. But gosh dang it, I wish somebody would have just Googled vampire bats. At least used a Wikipedia page.
Before you start, they did correct the one thing in the trailer that drove you crazy.
Barely. They still said the words bat radar.
But they did do it. They did say echolocation.
They should have taken the words bat radar out.
Out, yeah.
Take it out. Quit treating the audience like we're stupid.
But we are. The audience thinks that movie's good.
I'd say 1% of the audience is actually stupid. Most people can figure it out. Unless it's Tenet. The movie was confusing as heck.
The movie was confusing.
Vampire bats are not attracted to blood like sharks. So if you cut your wrist, you're not going to get swarmed. Vampire bats are in fact very sneaky and can fit in the palm of your hand. And they don't suck blood. Also, fun fact, they scrape the skin and blood starts coming out and they lap it up. Fun fact, you can learn something about bats.
Also, fun fact, Luke wanted to be some sort of vet doctor at one point in his
Yes,
life.
I did. Not a bat vet doctor, but yes.
Yeah.
Also, the bats don't devour like cows. They show a cow that like the bats apparently just ate everything and only the bones are left. And I was like, oh gosh, like no.
They're super bats.
Also, like one of the thoughts I had was like when he sticks his hand in the cave, it's like, are we not worried about rabies? Like, that's a thing. I just thought that was so goofy. Why can I hear the blood, but I can't see it?
Yes.
Sound
Yes.
mixing is
Yes.
important.
Like,
It's important.
You even have the dude who gets cut at one point. He's like gurgling.
He's like,
and it's like, and there's like nothing. You're like,
and like with that too, in that same scene, which was probably the best action scene in the whole thing, the
I would
boat
agree.
scene. The guns were firing and they weren't matching up with the sound effects, and that really bothered me. It wasn't like that through the whole thing, but just in that, like for a bit,
almost like there's a delay.
like they started shooting and there was no noise, and then the noise came in, the noise stopped, and then he put down his gun. It's like, you might want to pay attention to that.
piranha bats.
Yeah. Glad to see the I got my powers. Wait, what?
Is Morbius the actual reason how COVID came
Came
into
to be.
existence?
But it starts with wait, like there's like a realization.
Maybe. Glad to see that I got my powers and I'm instantly the most evil person you've ever met. Cliche is back.
Yeah, early 2000s superhero movie.
Another cliche I'm so tired of, and I've never liked it when I've seen it in any movie. It's automatic lights.
Oh yeah,
I don't think those are real.
automatic lights. They're real.
But like for a hospital, like hospitals are busy. And it's just like empty, and we're gonna have one light turn on.
Yeah, that part's not real.
And it goes
but,
off, and then the next one comes on. Like maybe 5. We're gonna have a big section.
It's usually like a section.
And it's like, I know what you're going for, and it's just like something I'm so tired of seeing. It's like, I feel like we just flip on the lights. You can make it scary somehow.
I like that scene though. Like one of the one scenes I liked. Thought it was actually a little bit intense. But big sigh moment for sure.
Yeah. The vapor trails, the smoke.
Yeah.
The ribbons.
Yeah, I would have liked to them at least try to show you what's happening. Bat radar, I have it on here. Just take that out. Easy edit. Just say, I have echolocation. Done. Just that. Tyrese Gibson is apparently faster at climbing stairs than Jared Leto is at flying.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Yes. That was a bad cut. Bad edit.
We were like the whole time we were like, "Is he?"
He was all that roof.
Is he
quick.
a vampire?
Yeah, that was my first thought.
He's the original vampire. Glad to see Boyne is back in its cliche form.
Oh,
The kids are just like waiting outside the
to beat
sick
up-
people's hospital, and just like, I'm gonna beat the freaking crap out of you when you come out here. It's like, okay. The soundtrack is all I say. It's just plagiarism. It's just plagiarism from the Dark Knight soundtrack. It's pretty much the exact same thing.
It's weird how much of a DC movie this felt just because of that. I mean, also
Dude,
because
that
it's a
reminds me of that
also
review.
because it's a Batman, but you know.
Now that review makes
that review
sense.
is so good. Yeah, there's a review on Rotten Tomatoes from an audience member that said this is the worst DC movie, and that makes so much sense.
And then the last thing I have is, they didn't care about this movie because they had 2 years of delays to fix CG, and they just never did anything with it.
Or sound.
Yeah, they never tried to fix
Didn't want to
anything.
spend more money on it.
Yep. And
It's
then
unfortunate.
I'm sure there's stuff in the third act, but I didn't see it. I was asleep. We're throwing bats.
Third act was still boring and not great. Still couldn't follow because all of the smoke tendrils and haziness.
I remember, like, I was like in and out, like of sleep, and I remember at some point they end up like underground.
Yeah, they go to the sewer system.
How do we get there? Like, what happened?
There's some punchy, and then like they fall down like a construction site into it.
Oh,
Something like that.
That's
I
when we
don't
woke
remember that
up.
at
So
all.
when me and Tyler woke up, I just think it's so funny. It's like a signal from God almost. Somebody's phone behind us.
the alarm clock went off.
Their phone alarm went off. And it woke me up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
And I was so confused. I thought I was about to go to work.
yeah, it was weird.
No, instead I had to finish Morbius. More BS.
I think they put their best visual work though is in the opening title sequence and the credit sequence, like all the lasers and blue and purple lights.
Dude, that felt weird because I was
it
not
felt like something totally different.
I was
but-
like, what movie am I sitting down to see?
Yeah.
And then like obviously it's not like that at all. Yeah, he has some purple on his
at the end.
at the end and like his coat, but yeah, then
was his
it's
vapor trail purple?
more or less
at the end.
hints of it, yeah, in there. Kind of the highlighting color.
Are we talking about the post-credit scenes?
Sure, spoiler alert if you care. Post-credit scenes. There's 2.
Disney Marvel said, we are willing to give you Michael Keaton
Why?
Tombs.
Why would you sacrifice Michael Keaton?
Just so they...
DC.
Maybe. And so they never have to do anything with Sony Spider-Verse again.
Maybe.
Like, just
Golly.
leave us Spider-Man, and we'll call it good.
So yeah, we get the whole like multiverse sky split open from
Doctor Strange thing.
from the No Way Home, and a boof, in teleports Adrian Toombs.
Which, how does he go the other way?
That's a
We're
good
not
question.
supposed to ask those questions, Tyler.
Not in a Sony movie. In a Disney Marvel, I'd say yes, you're allowed to ask, because they're usually a little more
They've thought
together.
About, they've thought about these things.
Sony. They don't. They're going, what can we do?
So my hypothesis is that happened at the end of in the original cut of this movie. That happened at the end of the first act.
Oh.
And then he's just in it.
And then he's in it because
Like Venom in No Way
There's
Home.
a bunch of trailers. There's like three trailers, but there's like 4 or 5 lines from Michael Keaton talking to Michael Morbius, and they're just not in the movie. But
Yeah,
like
it has something to do with Spider-Man.
But
Or sorry, I think it has something to do with Spider-Man.
I have a feeling they were actually in the prison together at the same time.
Probably.
Uh,
That's a good call.
So
I
that's my
think you're
hypothesis.
right.
And then, oh my gosh,
The last
and
post-credits,
it was even worse.
they're driving at 2:12 in the morning, and the sun is out.
Yeah, that was like one of the first things I said. I was like, why is it so bright?
And then it's instantly dark.
Yeah.
And then we just get the Vulture in his suit
With not Michael Keaton.
with...
That was not Michael Keaton talking. There's no way.
This is gonna kind of sound like Michael Keaton, but we're definitely not showing you his face, and...
It's probably Troy Baker. Doing his best impression.
Or Mark Hamill.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's weird.
Yeah. Have we even given our rating? Someone said dumpster fire.
I said
earlier
dumpster fire.
for your
This
tweet.
is an easy dumpster fire.
Yeah.
I never want to watch it again, and I don't even really know how it ended.
Yeah.
And I don't care to know.
Yeah. Dumpster fire for me. It's...
Actually, I did.
Wait, how does he...
I did read it online.
How does he win?
He uses
Tell me
the
after.
bats.
Oh.
He was like, I have bats, and I threw them at you.
He like pounds him.
Yeah!
Pounds them with bats.
You know what Brett's
Very
watching.
different movie. Were you at the right theater?
I was at a sexy vampire movie. Is that not what we were watching? Oh, no? Okay.
He's
my bad.
Team Jared.
But yeah, he threw all the bats at him and like pinned him down and then jumped at him with the antidote and him in the chest with the antidote.
Then he just died?
Yeah, I think so.
Wait, they had an antidote?
Or something. Oh, no. Well, so it was an antidote, but it also killed you.
Then what's the point of the antidote?
Fine, it was just poison.
Okay.
It doesn't need to make sense.
It kind of does.
You're just supposed to ignore it. You're just supposed to watch him go stabby, stabby, win-win, and then
Dude,
it's
I
over.
need a pitch meeting of this movie.
Yes.
I cannot wait for that.
Yes.
How does that not exist yet? Anyways, carry on.
The video is
Let's
too
move
long.
on.
Let's move on.
We've given this movie way too much.
It's taking too long to upload.
All right.
See if it exists yet.
Trailer reactions. Did we watch? We watched a few new. There were a couple new trailers this week. There's a new Top Gun trailer, right?
Oh yeah.
Let's
Are we
go!
actually gonna get that movie?
I want it.
I'm thumbs up on the movie, big time. I think it looks like a lot of
I
fun.
think it looks great.
I have so many doubts that it's actually gonna come out because
Yeah.
this one was supposed to come out 2018?
We've gotten burned before.
When's it supposed to come out now?
June?
Yeah, I want to say June.
I'm excited for this, man. I'm excited. These trailers, man, these Top Gun trailers, it's so weird. I get so emotional when I watch
May
it.
27.
Oh, so it's like Memorial Day.
Weekend.
That makes sense.
That does.
Yeah, I get super emotional watching the trailers for
They're
this movie.
freaking
They're
good.
good.
Yeah.
And the music.
The other trailer that I saw, and Luke and I watched it together, was the Star Trek Strange New Worlds Paramount Plus show. I think it's a 10 episode.
Oh, I watched this too, actually.
10 episode run. Yeah, this looked good.
It looked like it wasn't attached to like everything else.
Yeah.
Yeah,
As far as I could tell.
It feels like a standalone Star Trek show.
So I might check it out.
It didn't feel super Star Trek-y to me.
Yeah.
For what I know of Star Trek.
Which is Abrams or
Yeah.
Yeah,
Which is
primarily
which is Star Wars pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah. Any other trailers?
Mm-mm.
Tyler?
Nope.
Okay. All right, then let's move over to some
Big news week.
big news week. One of you guys go first.
Okay. Bill Skarsgård was cast in the Crow reboot.
It's
This
never gonna
movie's
happen.
been rebooted / they've rebooted production like 16 times.
I don't think it's gonna happen.
If it does happen, I think Bill Skarsgård's a good choice, and I think he'll do a good job.
They also
I
cast
do
the
like
girl
Bill Skarsgård, so
Yeah, he's good.
I think that.
today.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's the girl from Honey Boy. Twigs.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Hold on.
Yeah, I hope that.
I hope it does happen.
I hope it happens, and I hope that development
FKA
hell
Twigs.
haven't. Okay. I hope it hasn't run that into the ground. You know, sometimes when a project is stuck for too long, it's
Just
really not good. But fingers crossed. Luke, you got a news story?
Breath of the Wild 2 is not coming out this year.
Ugh. Ugh, that kills one of my predictions.
Sad day.
Oh, it did?
Yeah,
What was your prediction?
we're gonna pull that up right now. I think it was.
Breath of the Wild 2 will come out this year.
Win game of the year.
No,
No,
I
it was
had
Dying
it-
Light was his game of
Oh,
the year.
that's right. That's right.
No, it was. Will release to a Metacritic score greater than 95%.
Metacritic.
Yeah, brutal, man.
Bummer.
Sorry.
Hey, but a first look at Dark Matter by Blake Crouch will be revealed. It's getting pretty close.
Yeah, Apple TV Plus has signed Joel Edgerton on that Dark Matter series. It's supposed to be a 9-episode.
Yep, and Blake Crouch, the author of the book, is going to be the showrunner and writer.
That's awesome.
Which I am a huge fan of that. Also, I had heard that Apple had acquired the rights from Sony for it. Sony's still helping in a weird producing capacity, basically. Apple has crushed it in what they've made. They don't make a ton of things, but what they make is really good.
Really freaking good.
So it just makes me feel really good that Blake Crouch is involved so heavily, as he will be, and Joel Edgerton's in it, which I think is a great choice for the lead. I'm excited. Can't wait. Good book. Yeah. I
Oh,
was like, are you just gonna stare at me, or are you gonna read your next thing?
I was blinking.
Blinking.
I'll keep going back into video games. Blinking.
Good.
There's no E3 this year.
Good.
That's right.
Good.
I think we've
Moved on.
I think we've moved on. I think even if they actually attempt, and I'm not convinced they will. I think E3 may be dead. But
Yep.
even if they attempt something, it's going to be so different than what it was that it may just be worth rebranding.
I think Jeff Keighley hits the knockout blow
Yeah.
this year on E3 with Summer Games Fest. I bet Summer Games Fest is as big as it's ever been.
Oh, for
and
sure.
E3 will be no more.
Yep.
Yep.
I think you're right.
I'll stay in video games. This story, I know Brett is Brett's juiced about this, but the Elden Ring publisher wants to work with author, because they just worked with George R.R. Martin.
Mm-hmm.
They want to work with Brandon Sanderson. So I have two problems with this news story. One, why do they want to work with authors again? Like what is the reason for that? Like, I'd really like to know, other than, hey, they write cool magic systems, or hey, they do a good job of building worlds. Like, I get that part. So I'd be very curious. Also, the disrespect to say the author of the Wheel of Time books. Like,
Say his name.
well, Brandon Sanderson he finished the series.
He didn't start it?
He didn't,
He didn't
write
start
those
it.
books. No, it's Robert
Jordan.
Robert Jordan?
Robert
Yeah.
Jordan. Yeah, that is
That to me just felt so disrespectful.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
I think he only wrote.
Look, I know you think I hate this news, and look. Brandon Sanderson is obviously a very popular author, and I don't personally have anything against him. I just think I'm so late to that train that it's just kind of more fun for me to be on the other side of the tracks. The guy wrote like 5 books in the last year.
He only wrote 3 of the Sanderson books, or of the Wheel of Time books. Sorry,
But what I will say is
of
that
the freaking 15.
he has an incredibly tight mind on like his worlds that he builds. He does very good world
magic.
building and magic systems, and I think that could be interesting. Where I think you may run into issues with him is if he's too attached to how he wants it to get. Like, I don't know how that relationship works. In a novel, he gets that control.
Yep.
In a game, if a game design mechanic isn't working and it has to be cut, you've got to be able to, pivot and all of a sudden write that out.
My guess is he will be in the same capacity as George R.R. Martin was, in that he will help them with kind of the world building for their next game.
Yeah.
He'd be like, hey, I think you guys should do stuff like this.
World building, and then probably a lot of the like
What the magic looks like.
Yeah. Come up with some of that lore,
Yep.
and then they'll have a team of writers to fill out all the detail stuff.
Yep.
That he doesn't want. I'm sure he would love to touch on some of the big things, but yeah.
Yeah, like George got no story anything in it.
Yeah.
None.
Really?
None. There's no other than maybe naming a boss or two.
Okay.
But he got no story at all, just world building.
It took him 5 years just to world build that.
Probably.
If they wanted him to name all the characters, they would have had to delay it till the next
anything he
launch.
could do to get out of writing his next Game of Thrones book, he's doing it.
He's gonna take that opportunity.
I bet him and Sanderson write a book together next, just so he doesn't have to write Game of Thrones.
Speaking of Game of Thrones, HBO's House of the Dragon series got announced.
Starring Matt Smith.
Sorry, I hurt my shoulder playing softball. Or not softball. You play softball. Dodgeball with high schoolers last night. I am too old.
That's why
I am too old to play dodgeball.
I have a dodgeball injury as well.
So, yeah. But yes, HBO's House of Dragon is coming August 21st of this year. So.
Are we excited?
Whatever.
Starring Morbius as Matt Smith, right?
Not his co-star, though. Not his co-star, Michael Keaton.
Not his co-star, Matt Smith. Yeah. All right. Let's see. What else? Speaking of more premieres, Obi-Wan got moved. Obi-Wan was delayed, guys. The Obi-Wan Kenobi show.
Yay!
Got delayed.
Woohoo!
2 days.
Woohoo!
It's not coming out on May 27th. But it is dropping with the first 2 episodes of the series.
Thank God.
Are all of them dropping on Friday?
Yeah.
They changed the release date.
Because that makes me so happy.
I much prefer
the Wednesday
Friday.
release thing is stupid.
I don't like Wednesday releases.
There's a little something in the middle of your week. No. I want to watch it on Friday when I get home from work and I'm eating dinner. Sorry, there's a very particular routine of mine.
Clearly.
I agree.
Yeah, it's frustrating.
What else you got?
Capcom is in the news today. This is pretty cool. They're raising employee salaries by 30%. So if you're looking for a job, go work there. They're just trying to make their jobs more competitive and to retain talent.
Yeah.
And this was what they felt was the best strategy, which I think is really cool. Capcom makes really good games. They don't make a ton, but what they make is typically pretty good.
Yeah.
If you've not played Village, go play Village.
Outside of all the remakes.
Yeah,
which the remakes are good too, but
their remakes
they make a lot. They make a lot of remakes.
Yeah.
When half of your catalog is half of them is new IP, half of it is a remake.
Yeah. Yep. They do have Street Fighter though.
Yeah.
Which is a big one for them.
Yep.
Hadouken.
We got confirmation this week that PlayStation Plus is evolving to have a Game Pass
Project Spartacus
competitor.
No, it's
I am Spartacus.
Oh. So essentially this will be, you'll be able to download a certain number of games depending on the tier of PlayStation Plus member you are.
I have it pulled up if you want me to read.
Please read me those deets.
Read the whole article.
PlayStation Plus Essential. The Essential package is basically what any PlayStation Plus owner is getting now. Free monthly games, access to the online services, cloud saves, and discounts. That's PlayStation Plus.
That's like a handful of free games. Right?
You get two. It's just Xbox Live Gold.
Okay.
It's the same thing.
Yep.
You get 2 games. You get some discounts for being a member.
It's want to play online?
Right. And you can play online. The next is PlayStation. This is so stupid. Okay, so that's priced at $9.99 monthly, $24.99 quarterly, or $59.99 yearly. So that's like the base level PlayStation Gold or whatever.
Yep.
Then they have PlayStation Plus Extra, which whoever named these, quit and go back to marketing school. As well as the standard PlayStation Plus Essential features, fans can upgrade to the Extra tier and add a huge library of PS4 and PS5 games to their subscription. Provides all the benefits from the Essential tier. Adds a catalog of up to 400 of the most enjoyable PS4 and PS5 games, including blockbuster hits from our PlayStation Studios catalog and third-party partners. Games in the Extra tier are downloadable for play. So this is basically what PlayStation Now is.
Okay.
Currently. With some PS5 games, which Now does not have, I don't think, as it stands. This is $14.99 a month, $39.99 a quarter, $100 a year. And then you have PlayStation Plus Premium, which is the super duper tier.
PlayStation Plus Premium.
This provides all the benefits from essential and extra tiers. Adds up to 340 additional games, including PS3 games available via cloud streaming, so you can't download any PS3 games.
Oh, it's only cloud streaming.
Only cloud streaming. Ooh. A catalog of beloved classic games available in both streaming and download options from the original PlayStation, PS2, and PSP. Offers cloud streaming access to original PlayStation 2, PSP, and PS4 games offered in the extra and premium tiers in markets where PlayStation Now is currently available. And you get time-limited game trials, which I'm assuming this will be day and date.
Oh, probably.
You'll get a trial for time, and then you can try select games before you buy. This is $17.99 a month, $49.99 a quarter, $120 a year. No day one, day and date games are included, except for, I assume, will be trials. They don't tell you any games that are going to be in it. We have no idea.
Oh, we don't know yet what's going to be in there.
Evidently,
we just know what's not.
Evidently, they've stated Ratchet and Clank and Miles Morales and Returnal will eventually be there, but not right away. Which Ratchet and Clank I think is $50. Miles is $50. Returnal's $70. So it's, I don't know. I don't think this is a competitor to Game Pass. I think it's different. I think it's their attempt.
It seems like an attempt to appear like Game Pass, but simplify how to get people to pay a few more bucks for something like PlayStation Now, which was, maybe popular to some extent, but now if it's just tied into your plus your PlayStation Plus membership, and for $5 more a month I can do that, or for $3 more a month I can upgrade to the Ultimate, whatever it is.
So here's actually a line here at launch. I'm gonna rewind, and from future Tyler's gonna correct past Tyler.
Oh, great.
At launch, we plan to include titles such as Death Stranding, PS4 game, God of War, PS4 game, Marvel Spider-Man, PS4/PS5 game, Marvel Spider-Man Miles Morales, PS4, PS5, Mortal Kombat 11, PS4, PS5, and then Returnal. Returnal being the only actual PlayStation 5 exclusive. I think that's kind of interesting.
They really, their accountants were really not wanting them to, give up individual sales of games for a subscription service.
And they have legitimately said, we will not day and date games because it's not the model for us.
Yeah. It's, and look, I don't know if I can necessarily fault them for that. They make a lot of money doing it that way.
They do.
If their games weren't, and that's not to say that Xbox games weren't making money, but I think from a business model, it made more sense for Xbox to do that.
Oh, yeah.
So yeah, until consumers demand it with their wallet, that's probably going to be the way that it stays.
Well, speaking of consumers demanding things with their wallet.
Dude, we be setting each other up
That's
all
right.
night.
Throwing the Oops National Championship style. Xbox Game Pass and the team over there had I guess they've been talking. Nothing has officially been announced, but it can be stated, I'd say, that a family plan is coming.
Yeah.
The rumor is up to 5 people on a family plan, and they don't have to be in the same household.
Oh, nice.
No details on pricing or anything like that, but that's a pretty thing to leak out right about now.
Right? Yeah. Good timing, leakers.
Yeah, because PlayStation's like, oh man, Project Spartacus, we got it, and then Xbox is like, oh yeah, family plan, 5 profiles, and PlayStation's like, oh. Well, also, our next exclusive comes out on Game Pass day and date.
Yeah. Well, and as consoles move away from being a center of the family entertainment to more individualized, I think it only makes sense.
Yep.
To be like, oh well, like instead of we're gonna incentivize you instead of buying one $400 console. If you buy 3, great. Here's this awesome plan that lets you share all your games and stuff like that. Like that makes sense. This makes sense to me.
And they've not, even since the Xbox One, even considered cracking down on the game sharing stuff.
No, their game sharing was
they're fine with it.
very exploitable, and
they knew it.
They knew it. It was okay.
I may or may not game share with someone who listens to this podcast.
May or may not.
Me too.
Can't deny it. Okay. Couple other news stories. We talked about...
I will say on the PlayStation stuff, since I never said anything.
So quiet over there. He's getting slow in his old age.
It's just all up here thinking about what to say that will get the people going.
Stoke that fire, Luke.
I think if you have a PlayStation, you diehard PlayStation, you love PlayStation, and you want to play all those old games, I think the PlayStation Plus, the middle one, I don't remember what it's called, I think that's a pretty good option for you.
Yeah.
Because there is a really good history of PlayStation games that you might be able to play now.
Yeah.
Yeah, that middle tier, if you're going to get it, I think that middle tier is the one.
I think the third one, the most expensive one, is dumb.
Yeah.
I don't think it's worth it. And especially, like, from what I hear, the emulation that goes on for the PS3 games is not very good. So maybe once they figure it out, it will be worth it.
So.
But
yeah, there's a reason you can't download that.
Yeah.
That's red flag 1.
And I think the low tier, which is just play online, like, just getting that. Mine goes.
Luke and
backwards.
Tyler, for those of you who are listening via audio, are playing with their little, what are these things called?
Party blowers.
Erectors.
Party, I don't know. They don't make the fun sound, but I apologize.
I'm an elephant.
This is Luke's show. We're all just living in his world today.
Sorry,
The Witcher season 3 began filming.
That's a thing.
Did you guys? I can't remember what you guys thought about Witcher season 2.
I watched the first episode.
I never even started it.
Oh, okay. I got the furthest with like 4 episodes.
The first episode was good.
I realized I wasn't interested, so I'm not going to put any time and effort into it until maybe I do get interested in it.
Fair enough.
I'm not going to force myself. Not when there's so many other things that I do want to watch, like Raised by Wolves season 2, Miss Maisel season 4.
Yeah.
Naruto.
Also, we talked a little bit about the Halo show. Its first episode is on YouTube, so if you don't have Paramount Plus and you're curious about it, you can go check it out and see if that's for you. That's over on the Paramount Plus YouTube page. So,
what another network did that? Gosh, I can't remember.
YouTube did it. They put their shows on YouTube.
They did. It's true.
Another story, Disney keeps George Lucasing its shows on Disney Plus.
I'm kind of getting tired of this already. It's starting off kind of small, but it's really annoying.
So they removed some of the violent imagery in the Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
And a tribute to Stan Lee and the
tribute
Punisher.
Yep. And
it's like, why? Why? What are you doing this for? What are you concerned about? It's a TV show.
I'm trying to figure out if they, like, at the same time, did it knock down, like, their age rating so that, like, 12-year-olds could watch it now? I mean, I don't know how that all works.
No.
But, like, yeah, it just seems silly and unnecessary.
The stuff they took out wasn't even the worst stuff.
Stuff in it, yeah.
What's his name cuts off that dude's head.
Oh, yeah, with the shield.
Are we not going to remove the blood from the shield?
But but in this one, it's
go full
what,
Morbius
like,
and take out all the blood.
Someone gets like impaled in the shoulder with a metal pipe or something.
Yeah, and that one is so quick.
Yeah, it's
that one's almost not noticeable. With the other one, where they kill the scientist or whatever, and the original, his eyes are like wide open. He's got blood on him, and then the new one, he's just like laying there like he's sleeping. It's like why?
Reminds me.
First of all, you're ruining a creative vision. Like that was probably there for a reason.
Yeah. No, that reminds me of the
dumb
College Humor Batman sketch where
hope starts with an H. Stupid.
where he's fighting
That's
the
one of my
penguin,
favorite videos.
and he's like killing all the goons. He's like, "What? It's your one rule is like to not kill." He's like, "They're not dead. They're just sleeping."
Yes. Yes.
You riddle me
You
this.
think this
Is it a
guy's-
helicopter?
Yeah.
Did you ask if it was a helicopter? That's what I said. Freaking love those videos.
Netflix is teaming up with Robert Rodriguez to reimagine Spy Kids. It's that show from our youth. My youth. Maybe you guys were
it's
too
my
young.
youth, too.
Okay.
I'm okay with it. You do what you do. Got to do, Robert. Even though I'd, rather you do Alita too. But it's fine.
It's not happening. Maybe he has to do
fine.
this. Maybe he has to do this to get Alita too.
Yeah, but Alita had James Cameron backing it. I feel like
Okay.
he has a little say in like Alita 2 is happening.
James, after he makes his $14 billion from all of the Avatar sequels,
Dude, I hope those movies flop so bad.
I hope they do okay, so that we can maybe. Get
We need
two.
Alita 2, Tyler. Shut up. It's not
You're not
painting.
getting Alita 2 if Avatar makes $14 billion. You're getting more Avatar.
This is a good point. It needs to do reasonably well to fund another creative endeavor that's not more Avatar. Whatever that.
I hope
zone is.
Avatar 2 takes the top spot in the amount of money.
I'm
Just
gonna
to
go
piss
watch
Tyler off.
Pocahontas. It will piss me off.
Okay.
Here's the problem. I'll be there the opening night to see it. So.
Here's a news story you guys can get excited for. Sharon Stone is joining the Blue Beetle movie.
Oh yeah, as a completely made up villain, not from the comics. I'm a fan of that. Do your thing.
Yeah.
I like it.
I'm okay with it.
I'm
if
more
it's
intrigued
works.
every time a Blue Beetle story comes out. I'm a little more intrigued about
Yeah.
it. So
I'm cool with this. Her last name is Cord though.
Oh.
I'm assuming she's Ted Cord's wife,
Yeah.
and she's bad because Ted was the Blue Beetle.
Misunderstood.
Yeah, that's a thing, and yeah.
Here's a story that Luke will be
Ooh, you have a lot of news.
has an opinion on. I don't know if excited is the right word. Ezra Miller
Oh yeah, I forgot about this.
arrested in I think Hawaii after a
Yeah.
a brawl
And then got a restraining order.
Yeah,
where he was
like-
like harassing people for singing at a karaoke bar.
yeah.
How many chances does a person get?
Depends on a
The
number of
person.
factors and
It was so funny too because
So who's gonna-
Fantastic Beasts tour is going on right now.
And
He's just not there. And it's like, oh, this makes sense.
Are they gonna recast him in Fantastic Beasts 4?
Here's
Please.
the thing.
I want Fantastic Beasts 5 to just have a completely different cast than the initial Fantastic Beasts.
That would
Eddie
be
Redmayne's
awesome.
the only character who's still there.
That would be awesome.
But what if I raise you? They recast him in the Flash.
so
What if they all the money in the world him?
So here's what I
Christopher
said.
Plummer is the Flash.
So Dana and I were talking about
Raise
this.
him from the dead.
That'd be the best performance I've ever seen.
Dana and I were talking about this, and I honestly think they need to somehow shoot something at the end of this movie to move from Barry to Wally. Just get rid of Ezra. Like, let's just put our best foot forward, be done with Ezra Miller's Barry Allen, and just let it go.
Know what I think they should do? I don't think they need to shoot anything. I think they should just say we're moving on and we're just gonna do Wally. It doesn't make any sense,
just
but we're
reshoot
just
the whole
tired of
movie?
it. No,
No,
just
the,
in
the
whatever.
movie is
Oh,
what
when
it
it's
is.
over?
Whatever
The
comes
one
next.
is just
Gotcha.
Wally.
If
Gotcha.
it's Flash related, they can just be like, we're so tired of all this
We're
freaking
just
crap
gonna
that's
go with
going on.
Wally.
Wally's the Flash.
Yep.
And we're not even gonna explain it.
I would be totally okay with that. And I think most people would be, because I think they'd understand.
Yeah. Agreed.
Ezra Miller is burning every bridge they can.
So many people in the WB movies right now that are kind of
Game Lord
sketch.
Master, you're so right. Blue Beetle knows Miyagi-Do karate, so no one can stop it. He also knows Eagle Fang
Eagle
karate.
Clan and Cobra Kai. He knows
And
all
Cobra
three.
Kai. He's
Oh
ready
my
to beat the piss out of
goodness.
somebody. He doesn't need a scarab.
Silver better watch out. What if
Um,
that dude plays Ted Cord?
That'd be awesome.
In a couple more celebrity stories. Another hot piece of gossip right now.
Oh, yeah.
Will Smith has resigned from the Academy of Motion Pictures and Sciences. That's not much of a surprise.
You can't fire me, I quit.
But on top of that, also, I guess the biopic that he was producing about himself
At Apple.
is all of a sudden a no-go.
Yeah.
I think he's
They
probably...
should do it, and it should end with him slapping Chris Rock.
That's just the...
Post-credit scene.
Yeah, there you go.
I think...
This is the origin story to Hancock.
It kind of is, though, isn't it? Look, there's a lot of reaction right now. We talk about how many chances do people get to, keep screwing up. I think Will Smith, for his incredibly long tenure, I will say I think people are reacting really quickly right now, but that's gonna, within a year, it's going to be a non-story anymore, would be my guess. Obviously, around the time of next year's Oscars, it will come back up into the news cycle. But for the most part, I think this is probably just going to be a year for him to pause, reflect, and then he'll have his comeback and he'll be fine.
Yeah.
That's
I do think
my
it's
prediction.
good of him to do this
I do too.
himself. Instead of, if you're like kicked out, I feel like it would be a lot more ugly.
Yeah, pretty different.
With tons of people just taking a lot of unnecessary sides, where now he can be like, listen, I shouldn't have done that, so I'm out.
Yeah.
And then when things cool off, he can come back. He'll be fine. He's a great actor.
I was gonna say,
I don't think he's a bad person.
I'm
pretty confident in that.
He sets a good example too for, what other people should do. There's a lot of people who probably should have gotten suspended or should have stepped away when scandals happened. Even if it's just for a season and then they come back, but that's part of holding yourself accountable.
Mm-hmm.
And I think the Academy could do a better job of holding its members accountable. So that you get more people who do hold themselves accountable first.
Mm-hmm.
So,
yeah.
And then my last celebrity story, Bruce Willis is stepping away from acting after being diagnosed with aphasia. It's a cognitive condition that affects the ability to really understand and express speech. Kind of what you're doing. To me, it kind of reminds me a little bit of like dementia, like a late stage or a mid stage dementia, probably. So that sucks. Even if we haven't sung Bruce Willis's praises on his latest,
Of his more recent
work, he is obviously a very important piece of Hollywood history, and did make some good movies and had some really good roles, and will be sorely missed.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, he's not gone from the world, but
I guess people have recovered from aphasia.
Oh, really?
So there is hope that maybe he'll be okay.
Yeah. If he
I did
gets
not fact check that. That was
treatment.
what someone at work told me.
Yeah.
That it is.
You work in the
recoverable.
medical profession, Tyler, so.
You're a doctor?
I'm not a doctor.
Tyler,
Not a doctor.
diagnose me.
No, but it is sad, and
Yeah.
it's scary. I did read an article where this guy, I can't remember who he was, but he had worked on a movie with Bruce Willis and had said we were I was concerned. There were moments where he didn't know why he was there.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh my gosh, dude, that's so scary.
Yeah.
So scary.
Sounds like it's the right time then. So maybe it could have even been a little sooner, but. All right.
Lepke, you're out of pocket for that question.
Do you guys have any other news stories?
No.
Mm-mm.
All right. Well, then the last thing we all did this week and we want to talk about before we end the show is Moon Knight, episode 1 dropped this week.
It did.
What did you guys think about it? Let's give some
I did write
impressions.
an impression tweet for this,
Oh.
but I don't tweet mine. I save them for the show.
Oh, man.
Coward.
So classy.
my tweet. Ready? This is exactly how I expected the MCU to handle Moon Knight. Take that for what you will.
Okay.
Also, if you didn't know, the comic book is called Mark Spector, Moon Knight. Fun fact.
Fun fact. All right. Luke?
I enjoyed it. I thought it was a lot of fun. I thought it was creatively really cool what they did, but that doesn't mean I don't have concerns moving forward.
Sure. Yeah, I too enjoyed it. I think that especially what I think Luke and I are talking about the same thing. What they do with some of the editing in this episode, really neat for an establishing episode. Hopefully they're willing to lean into visualizing all that action in the future. But
yeah, that bugged me a lot.
I thought it was kind of a clever way of introducing us to Moon Knight via what's his name? It's not Mark. It's
Steven Grant.
Via Steven.
The billionaire? Oh no, sorry. He works in a gift shop.
But his apartment, very nice for very, very big for working at a gift shop.
Yeah.
No, I thought it was good. I liked it. I'm intrigued. I know nothing about Moon Knight, so
same. I know very little.
My landing
know like
on
the
it
basics.
Is, I thought it was fine to good. I don't think it's bad. I wanted to. There's a couple things that bother me. One, the editing thing you're talking about. Mm-hmm. I hated it. Couldn't stand it. Like Moon Knight's like a brutal character. Like this would have been a perfect Netflix show in my opinion. But I digress. Ethan Hawke is incredible.
Oh, always, yes.
I think everything he was in was phenomenal. I didn't like the music choice in the big set piece.
Oh yeah, what?
That was kind of annoying.
Yeah.
Gosh. Oh, and this is like a technical nitpick. It's okay to put your camera on a gurney. I don't like. I feel like every shot is like just kind of jostling. It's the whole episode, and I was just like, oh, I don't like this. Like it doesn't break the show, but it is annoying.
Just get a steady track. It's fine.
It's okay. Like it was driving me nuts. Like why is it so shaky?
Yeah,
like they're shooting it on a hand cam.
There was a little bit of yeah. I can see that being a thing.
I was also super tired and had just got home from playing softball, so like I was not in a position for the screen to just be moving a little bit at a time.
Oh,
it was
sure.
Really bugging me.
Regarding like the action and the editing, I really liked that because I thought it did a really good job of putting us in Steven's mindset, which I thought was really cool. Moving forward, like I'm less concerned of them not showing those. My concern is, are we going to be able to connect to Mark? No. Or is it just Steven moving forward?
My assumption is it'll be Steven or Jake that you connect with.
Okay. Like that's what I'm worried about. I'm like, because yes, like Mark Spector is the main one, right?
Yes. Okay. Mark is the main personality.
So like, is he going to be a side character, or like, are we going to start like getting all three of them or four of them? I don't know how many there are. Like,
based on where this show is taking place, like in London, I don't think we'll meet the third one. Unless, I mean, they could do it. Jake is a taxi driver. Jake drives around to get information from the streets. Steven is like the rich boy who uses his connections and the Mr. Knight persona to find out who's who. And Mark and Moon Knight are the guy who go around and beat the hell out of people. Like, that's the three personalities.
I'm curious with episode 2 how they'll kind of show how they're going to go moving forward. Because this first episode really just felt like an intro.
Yeah. And it just ends very abruptly.
Yeah, I do think...
It was weird.
I do wish they would have been like, here's the first 2 episodes.
I think it would have been a lot better.
Yeah.
I think I would have received it a little bit better personally.
My 2 things I didn't like about the episode, though, kind of... one's a nitpick, which is the CGI
looks bad,
not good in it. I guess I'll forgive them. But
They're printing money at this point. They have to do better.
I feel like they can put some effort
This
into
looks worse
it.
than Titans.
Yeah, it
It looks bad.
looked like third grade rotoscoping.
Even the blood on the ground looks bad. Like the blood on the ground looked like it was like off
Yeah.
the concrete.
The other just thing I didn't really like was the fact that Steven is this dorky schlub that turns into this seems suave, super powered, cool guy. Which is just a cliche I've seen so many times. We just got it in Wonder Woman 1984 with Cheetah.
Yeah.
We get it a lot. I'm just kind of tired of it.
This show made me realize that I think I'm just getting tired of the MCU.
Which,
like, I've kind of disagreed with Luke a little bit lately on that, but this episode I was like, I'm just kind of tired of it. I don't know.
It's interesting because it's the least connected to the MCU of anything they've made in the last.
But boy, does it feel like an MCU show.
But it still has that feel.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And that is where I've been a little nervous on the MCU shows, or I'm honestly Disney shows too, is that they're all just kind of going to end up feeling the same.
Yeah.
I really believe in letting your creative teams take chances and do things that are out there. You know, if this needs to be a more brutal Punisher-esque show.
Oh God, I hope they never make a Punisher anything.
Lean into that, right? Make it a little more brutal.
Well, Feige said they were. I hope they show us, not just keep telling us.
I've been wanting a more of a horror take on something.
I did really like the two. I think the two best parts of the show are when he's like freaking out in his apartment complex. He's like has no idea going on, and the Khonshu keeps showing up.
Yeah,
like oh my gosh,
that stuff was cool.
And then actually the other scene I really liked was when he's at the restaurant. And he's 2 days late to his own date.
Yeah.
Dude, it was so sad. I thought Oscar Isaac did super good in that scene.
I think he does good in most of
I also thought it was so nice that they didn't break the camera away from him. Editing is really important, and I appreciated they didn't cut away. They just left the camera on him and let him emote.
Yeah.
And order steak. And he didn't know what to do.
Yeah.
He's just sitting there crying. I was like, I like that. Thank you for that.
I thought he did a good job. I think his accent's a little funny, just because he raises his voice.
Yeah.
And I think that's what makes it sound weird. I think if his voice was at like the normal octave he speaks at, it wouldn't be as noticeable.
Yeah. I'm sure that's a Steven trait.
It's a Steven trait, yeah,
and
for sure.
the more we hear about from Mark, it'll...
Yeah, because Mark has an American accent.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Yeah, he's from New York. As is every street level Marvel character.
Say we could change that, right?
Yeah, I'm cool with it.
Seems
being
like
in
a
London.
good opportunity.
I think that's what they did. They're like, everything's in New York. We're putting us in London.
Yeah, I'm cool with that. I don't mind that part. It's just funny to like when you think about that, you're like, oh yeah, they really are all from New York.
But yeah, no, I enjoyed the first one. Looking forward to the second episode and seeing where they go with it.
I look forward to it too because I want to see the action, not just have it be implied.
Yep.
I don't know. Like I do think like the editing, like you said, is cool how they're doing it. I don't. It's fine like the first couple times, but then like when it's every time, it's like okay.
Yeah.
And then when we finally do get to see action of her, kind of, it's not against people.
Yeah.
It's like oh yeah, he doesn't punch bad guys. He punches
a dog.
A dog. Like a zombie
dog from hell.
A zombie dog.
The Hellhound.
So it's like, okay.
Woo.
Well, before we head out, we've got a couple Fanbox questions.
Oh my goodness.
Nick in the chat, how dare you? If we were Chris Rock, how much would we have sued Will Smith for?
What did Jim Carrey say? 200 mil?
200 mil.
We'll go with Jim Carrey.
I think I still wouldn't have sued.
Yeah, truth be told, I wouldn't sue.
The man has sold out like all of his stand-up shows for the rest of the year, so
Yeah,
He's taking the high road.
he's
paid.
gonna be fine.
Yeah.
He's gonna be fine. And then from Patrick, who emailed us.
Hey.
I would have sued for $1. And,
Just on principle.
and yes, and a smoothie.
and a date with Jada.
Oh.
Sorry, it came to mind. I couldn't keep it in. I'm sorry.
No. Oh, Tyler.
That's so bad.
And we're ending this stream.
Like
No.
you cut. No.
Patrick emailed us with a question. Are you guys ready?
Sure.
Are you focused?
No.
The answer
Ready,
is
never
no.
focused. Wait,
What
focused,
do you think
never ready.
From Software's next game should be? Another Elden Ring, a different open world game, but that's more, an original idea, or something that's a one-off experiment.
I played 30 minutes. I didn't even put this in my notes this week. I played 30 minutes of Bloodborne.
Mm-hmm.
More of that. That's what they should do next.
Bloodborne 2.
Yeah. Bloodborne's world is way more interesting to me than Elden Ring's. I think it's freaking awesome. It's like Victorian horror.
Mm-hmm.
It's awesome. Werewolves and vampires and all kinds of weird stuff. It's sweet.
I think they should do a point-and-click adventure game.
I think they should.
And it should be
remaster.
just as hard as all their other games. Somehow.
I'd like them to
You
just
click. You have to click in like the exact spot you're like got the lowest DPI possible on your mouse.
I'm gonna raise you one, Luke. I want them to make a text adventure game.
Oh.
I want them to
Walk in building. I build building. Oh my god, dead.
They should make
The building collapsed.
Tetris.
What would a From
Tetris.
Software Tetris game look like? That could be terrifying.
Every block.
Have you guys played any From games?
Nope.
I've never have. Never will.
I would like them to
Don't
make
care
a
to.
game. I would like them to make a game that appeals slightly more to me. That would make me purchase it.
Make a game with a difficulty setting.
Yes.
I don't need you to do that. I'm fine with it. I don't need to play it. You guys have your fan base, and that's good with me if it's good with you.
I would say Elden Ring. I've played Sekiro, 30 minutes of Bloodborne, and like 23 hours of Elden Ring.
Oh, look at you go.
Elden Ring is definitely the most accessible.
Yeah.
Of those three, it's way easier to play.
I love how your little.
Did he have a choice?
It's broken.
Yes, Patrick did. Hold on, let me pull up the email. Sorry, I didn't copy the entire email. I just did one.
As far as, I guess,
question
a more
at
serious
time.
answer, just keep doing what you're doing, but, like, do a sci-fi. I love it when companies try and make a sci-fi world.
Yeah. Patrick says, I love Elden Ring, so I'm down for a sequel, but the people at From Software are so creative in making us cry and suffer. I think it would be cool to see what new horrors they could come up with in a one-off game like Sekiro. Yeah. So, I think he's down for something new. But
Dude, Sekiro is like one of the coolest games.
yeah.
It is the hardest From Software game. I've heard that be widely documented.
All right. Well, that is our show tonight. Thank you, everyone, for hanging out with us on the live stream, Monday nights, 8 p.m. Central Time, twitch.tv/whatthefanboy. You can always check out the video of the show over on YouTube after the fact, or just check out the podcast wherever you get your podcasts. You can find all those links at whatthefanboy.com. And until next week, follow us on the social so you can keep up with our silly polls and
Heck yeah.
maybe see a TikTok of Luke devouring a cupcake whole.
My tummy still kind of hurts from that, actually.
I am so sorry I made you do. I'm not sorry.
You did
That's
not
a
make me
lie.
do anything.
I encouraged you. Until next week, we'll see you guys.